Sunday Night Football, Jets at Steelers. So many good storylines heading into this one, whether it's the newly minted New York Jets wide receiver Devontae Adams, the possible quarterback controversy that Mike Tomlin won't sort of commit to, whether it's Justin Fields or Russell Wilson. Russ taking some first team snaps this week, finally back healthy. B-Mac, I'm going to go right to you, the resident Steeler here. What are you looking for in this matchup between these two teams? Kind of taking a step back in recent weeks, but needing this one to get themselves back in their playoff pictures.
Well, I'm looking for chemistry once again with the Steelers offense. And you guys, I got some breaking news. I know who's going to start at quarterback. I'm just joking. I don't know.
Oh, come on.
We all gonna wait and see. We will be waiting patiently to see who Mike T trots out there with the ones. My bad, Kyle. I got you fired up, but I was just joking. But with me, it's about chemistry, right? Because what we saw last week against the Raiders, Mike, Kyle, we saw an offense that scored 30-plus points. The first time that had happened the entire season. We saw offense that were sustaining drives. We saw a big play offense, right, under Justin Fields. So can that continue? Will that continue? Because the game before the Raiders, the offense was a bit stagnant against the Dallas Cowboys. So something clicked for Pittsburgh. Either it was the opponent or just the offensive strategy, or two things could be true that led to them having a great day. So can they continue? For me, that's the thing that I'm watching. And that's why the quarterback is so important, because that was the best that Justin Fields looked as a starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So if you're thinking about removing him out of the lineup after a game where he really, really looked good, there lies the bigger question. Can Russell Wilson give you the same like production or even better? Because if you remove Justin Fields out of the lineup after scoring 30-plus points, being 4-2, and bring in the savvy vet in Russell, if there's a drop off in anything offensively, that's the first thing we are going to talk about. Was that the best move? Was that the right thing to do? So that's what I'm looking for. It's about offensive production, because their defense, Pittsburgh wise, we know their defense is going to be there. We're not going to see ball games like they had against the Colts where they really couldn't get off the football field and get stops. That's not going to happen more than none. So for the most part, they're going to do what they're supposed to do. If they can get the back end of their offense, now you're talking about a team that will be cooking with gas.
It's been a bit of a roller coaster, emotional and otherwise, watching this Pittsburgh Steelers football team play, because sometimes their offense goes out and Justin Fields is cooking, and sometimes, and more often than not, it's 3 and out. I mean, they've been near the bottom of the league in terms of third down conversion rate or going 3 and out as an offense. But you and I both know this defense, as it historically has, is a huge part of them winning football games and having big shifts in momentum. One thing we've seen historically with Aaron Rodgers in a Jets uniform, he's on the ground a lot. He gets hit. So this Steelers football team, as you and I both know as well, they're going after the football, not just Aaron Rodgers. So look for a couple turnovers, maybe sack fumbles going against this unit that's been less than really good with the New York Jets offensive line. They haven't been great. So if you're going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler this weekend on Sunday Night Football, go get it away from Aaron Rodgers. That'll help your team, whoever they trot out at quarterback.
Yeah, I think the story of this game is both O-line are wildly overmatched. Yeah, I mean, whether it's the Jets against the Steelers front, and even though they're at like full strength, it's just the Steelers front overmatches everyone. Or it's the Steelers, who are now down 3 starting offensive linemen from their week 1 roster, with center Zach Frazier, who even as a rookie was probably their best offensive lineman this year. Down 3 starting offensive linemen against this Jets front. So if I'm debating, hey, is this the game to bring back Russell Wilson, let him start? I'm saying, heck no. He's going to be under fire in the drop back passing game. You have to have someone back there that can create on their own and someone who can add to the running game. Because if the Steelers are going to win this game, they have to do it on the ground. That is where the Jets have been susceptible this year. We saw it week 1 against San Francisco 49ers. We've seen it throughout points of the season, whether it was the Denver Broncos game where they rolled in that second half of the game Denver did. So that's where they're susceptible. You're going to win this game, Pittsburgh. It's going to be on the ground, and Justin Fields just gives you more options in that running game, literally and figuratively. So, yeah, to me, it's got to be Fields, but a lot of the matchups are really pointing to the Jets' way in this one, truthfully. It's just that team right now with Devontae Adams, and I think it's going to be a quick getting him up to speed. But I think that offense starts to hum. I truly do. I think he needed the second guy there. He's wanting to throw to anyone besides Garrett Wilson, but just hasn't had anyone to trust. Now with Devontae Adams, I think he does. I think he does in that offense.
It'll be much better. It'll be much better, the Jets offense with Devontae and Aaron. And I can't wait to see it. I know that's what the world's going to be wanting to see. But to your point, I'm excited to see how these offensive lines protect their quarterbacks. They're both behind the eight ball as it pertains to roster and injury. So that's really the matchup I'm looking at.
There you have it. See, sorry. Go ahead, be back.
No, I was just saying, we've been talking about how much better Devontae Adams is going to make the Jets offensively, right? And I agree. But their offensive line, and one thing we're noticing with Aaron Rodgers, he's not as mobile as he once was. Maybe it's the age factor or just the injury factor, or both things could be, limiting his ability to be mobile. But he's not able to make people miss or evade defenders like how he used to. Aaron Rodgers used to make people miss, buy time, get out of the pocket. When you watch Aaron Rodgers in the pocket now, it's almost like he's embracing the contact. He's embracing the pressure. That's not Aaron Rodgers, and that's why they've surrendered so many sacks, because if your quarterback is not trying to make people miss, he's a sitting target right now. So, yes, you add Devontae, big time, contributor in the passing game, but Devontae can't help the offensive line play. So, we know about TJ Watt. Also, Alex Highsmith should be returning to the lineup as well for Pittsburgh. Remember, the last few weeks, they didn't have Highsmith in the lineup. You had Herbig, who's been out with a hamstring, but now you get Highsmith back, who's a double-digit sack guy when healthy, to pair up with TJ. Those two guys could cause pain for a lot of opposing quarterbacks, especially against the offensive line that has been a bit watered down, to say the least.
Yeah, I'll just say I like the under in that one.